After the Battle of Chickamauga, the Union Army of the Cumberland retreats to Chattanooga. Confederates under Braxton Bragg pursue and take position on the heights surrounding the city, presenting a formidable obstacle to the Union Army and preventing all but the tiniest trickle of supplies from entering the city. The situation remains unchanged for an entire month, so by the end of October 1863, Bragg's Confederates are no closer to destroying the army they had whipped a month earlier, and the Union Army of the Cumberland, now under General George Thomas, is stuck inside Chattanooga, and even though they have the will to fight, they lack the physical means to break out of the city. However, Chattanooga and the railroads that converge there are essential to the Union war effort, and Abraham Lincoln is ready to move heaven and earth to ensure that the city not only stays in Union hands, but serves as a base of operations for future offensives into the Confederate heartland. Union reinforcements moved to Chattanooga in the form of the Union Army of the Tennessee, the Victors of Vicksburg, under the command of William T. Sherman, and 4 divisions of the Army of the Potomac, fresh from their victory at Gettysburg, under the command of Joseph Hooker. But perhaps more importantly, Ulysses S. Grant has been promoted to command all of the Western armies of the United States. Grant himself will oversee the relief effort at Chattanooga. He arrives cold, wet, but ready to work. Now, before Grant can lift the siege, he must first bring supplies to the starving Army of the Cumberland. Fortunately, when he arrives, one of his generals, William F. Smith, has a plan to float boats down the Tennessee River to establish a bridgehead on the southern side and connect with the Army of the Potomac units that are arriving. The plan is nuts and rife with danger, but Grant is anxious to take action and greenlights the project. On the night of October 27, 1863, federal troops under the command of William Babcock Hazen float down the Tennessee River, establish a bridgehead at Brown's Ferry, and link up with Hooker's men the next morning. Bragg sees this and wants to stop the relief effort, but James Longstreet's half-hearted attempt to break the Union supply line at Wauhatchie is beaten back in the middle of the night of October 28th. In 3 days, Grant has already begun to unravel the month-long siege of Chattanooga, but Bragg and his generals are too busy arguing with one another to do anything about it. In the face of their inaction, Grant's army grows stronger, gets resupplied, and is ready to take the initiative. On November 23, 1863, Union troops seize high ground called Orchard Knob. The next morning, Hooker's men sweep the Confederates off of Lookout Mountain in a mythical engagement known as the Battle Above the Clouds. On November 25th, Union troops set their sights on Missionary Ridge, the last Confederate stronghold. Sherman will attack from the north, Hooker will sweep up from the south, and the Army of the Cumberland will make a demonstration against the base of Missionary Ridge. But these Cumberland men, who've been sitting besieged in Chattanooga for 2 months, have ideas of their own. They launch their own attack, not just a demonstration, but a full-fledged assault up the side of Missionary Ridge, sweeping the Confederates off in confusion. Grant's pursuit is stopped at Ringgold Gap on November 27th by a potent rearguard action led by Patrick Cleburne, but the damage has already been done. With Chattanooga firmly in Union hands and Grant's star on its way to its zenith, the stage is set for 1864, and the gateway to the South is wide open.